It's not your fault.
Most times when I'm about to do these type of videos, or like, granted this is like my first time doing this video, but this is actually like the ending of it. So I filmed everything that I needed to film, but now I'm filming like what's supposed to be the beginning, which is the intro right now. But this whole month I was trying to find out how I was going to structure these types of videos. I kind of wanted to capture my life while also like having certain themes and shit going on throughout the videos. So, you know, I've recorded a bunch of different things. I'm going to break it up into segments, as you guys will see. But I think the main thing I want to start off with talking about is the new space that I'm in. At the end of the video, you'll see that I'm like in my old crib, but I spent a good bit of this month moving into my new space with me and my girlfriend. We just kind of, you know, wanted to take things to the next level and, you know, get a crib together. It's been great so far. You know, I know there's a lot of like stigma and things with moving in with a significant other, but we kind of lived together for a while now. Like I was rooming with two of my other friends, Camo, and then our other friend Dedham. So, and she was just staying with me. But now we decided to like get our own spot because it was just like too many people. You know, you get older, you want your own space and stuff like that. So I've kind of been liking it. I've been able to get a lot of cool shit now that I have had the space. I got this really fire Tekken 4 arcade system, which is, oh my god, it's been amazing because I love Tekken. It's one of my, like, it's really the only fighting game franchise that I really like play religiously outside of like Dragon Ball Z and like Naruto and stuff like that. Like Street Fighter here and there, I really only like Street Fighter 4. Mortal Kombat, hate it. I don't hate the franchise, I just hate playing it. So like you'll never catch me like trying to run a 101 on Mortal Kombat because I suck at it, and I just never liked like how it felt when you play it. But Tekken has been my thing, like especially Tekken 4. Tekken 4, 5, and 7 are my favorite ones out of all of them. 4 being like what really got me into it for real. So having like an actual legit like arcade system, like it's big as hell, as you can see. Like me and my friends had to get it up here, and I didn't even think we were gonna like make it. Like I thought I bought it for no reason. But other than that, I've been able to get like a bunch of cool shit and actually start my collection of like VHS movies, because you know I'm a movie lover, and my old CRT TVs that I have used in videos and I used to watch the VHS. And that's a great segue into the next section of this video. Kind of like the main part is like the behind the scenes of shooting with concrete. But because this video is coming out the beginning of April, because it's capturing all of March, I can't show all the BTS, so I can only show what's out now. And the only thing that they've dropped now by the time this video comes out is RIP Follies by Karrahbooo. Shout out to her. Why did I say that? She doesn't need a shout out from me. But it's actually crazy. AMD, he actually hit me up like really late in the night. I think he was at a shoot because they've been having us working, man. Like the project's about to drop and we've just been shooting like a bunch of videos, and like they've been doing like appearances and stuff. So I've gone out with them and got footage of that, you know. And it's been a lot of learning that I've been doing. I can't wait to talk about one of the songs that we did behind the scenes with. I feel like I'm gonna make a whole video just about that whole experience and being like how that all went down and stuff, because it was a very eye-opening experience. But everything came out really well. Everything came out great. But about RIP Follies, like I said, AMD hit me up. He was like, yo, I need you to like, you know, help me get can we find some locations for this video? They want to shoot it. And it was like, I think it was like midnight or like 10 or like midnight, one of those. And bro, when I tell you, like I was scrambling trying to find a location, and then he hit me back. He was like, okay, scratch that. Me and Boat got a location like just help me like direct it. You know what I'm saying? I just need you to assistant direct it and stuff like that. And then, you know, just any ideas you got, like when we shoot, just let me know. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, I really do want to shoot like using the CRT TV, you know. And there was a couple of ways, like I want to use it in a bunch of different ways, and I know it's been done before, but like I really want to go all the way with it. And like a good introduction would be like, you know, the typical like hook up the VHS camera to it and, you know, film off the monitor. But I was like, how can we do it in a creative way for Kara? And then, you know, I sat with myself, I looked at a bunch of references, and I thought of different ways we could do it. There was one idea of like having the monitor where her face would be at, and then we record a take on the VHS camera beforehand of her performing it, looking in the same position as if she was sitting there, I guess. Like if she was sitting down and the TV was in front of her, we'd put the TV where like her head would be at, and she would sit in the chair, and we record that with the VHS, then put it on the monitor, and then she would sit behind the TV, and then, you know, you catch my drift. But hopefully, if not, then here's a picture of what I mean. But we ended up going in that direction. I also thought of her rapping to herself, so like we record a take of her on the VHS and then put that on the monitor, and then have her like rapping to herself, and then she's looking at it, and then like vice versa, she rapping in real life on camera, and then like her in the TV is like listening, like, you know. We did that, and that felt really good. It was the last shot of the day, and it was really good to just like have like a last minute idea, and it was crazy because it was like literally the day before I was thinking like, oh man, I want to think of a treatment or something, like write up a treatment real quick. And I was originally going to do something with camo, and I still will. We just got to do it differently now. Like now I got to take it a step further with it and find out some whole crazy shit. But I've already, me and my friend Ark, we've been cooking up some things, so we actually are going to have something crazy come out. But you know, it was just crazy. Like I just had thought about doing something, and then like the opportunity presented itself right then and there, and then we went out, we shot it. It came out really good, and then we put together a bunch of different shots at our friend's house, and it was just amazing. Like, and she had a lot of dope stuff in her crib, like a lot of crazy stuff, like crazy furniture, crazy like art pieces and stuff like that. So like it was just an amazing space to shoot at, and it all worked out. We had a like amazing grip and gaff team. We had, you know, it just all came together, and it was really last minute. Like it was insane how last minute that shoot was, and how we were able to put it all together. Hopefully I'm in frame. I actually want to talk a little bit before we segue, because I kind of like forgot a little bit, but I kind of want to talk about, you know, some of the things that we did while shooting, or like what we used and things like that. Just slipped my mind. Like some of those things are fucking important. But I obviously shot the BTS and this on a Blackmagic. I believe AMD shot on the Sony FX6. Let me check real quick. I believe it's a Sony FX6. Yeah, he shot on that behemoth of a camera. So we shot on the Sony FX6. It's pretty much it, man. We use Laowa lenses. Both of us have a Laowa 14 millimeter on this camera. I believe he has like the Laowa 12 millimeter. You know, really good glass on both of these cameras. That's how he's able to get like those really, really good like wide angles that I think are really good for like establishing shots, really good for close-ups. A lot of people would try to only use them for like wide shots, but it's really, really great for close-ups. And I guess one thing I can't talk about is like being a director myself and then working with another director. You know, most people might think that it's like hard to do, or not hard to do, but like challenging, because it's like two different ideas. But something about working with Ari, I believe me and his, like our chemistry that I've learned working together, is we're both very open-minded to each other's ideas, and that's one of the things that I really do like when we work together. That's why we're able to, you know, things are always smooth. And you know, if he likes something, if I say like, oh, let's do this, he fucks with it. And then sometimes he'll be like, oh no, I don't really like that, let's just do this. Or vice versa, he might be like, hey, you think we should do this, or you think we should do another take like this, or and then he'll like actually listen to what it is that I have to say. which hasn't been my experience with other people in the past. Not to shade anyone, I'm not gonna say any names, but obviously, but like in the past, I've worked with other directors, and I've tried to do like collaborative works, and it doesn't work out because like the worst case is usually you work with a director and they don't say anything. They're just in the zone. They're not like cooperating. Like they're just trying to do everything on their own. And it's like, okay, bro. So then you end up just sitting there like, well, I guess this is just his video. Even, it can be like that sometimes, in my experience. But with AMD, it was very smooth. I think our whole team, literally, like from the Gav, Daniil, working with him, even though he's just doing lighting, I believe he directs too. Everyone, Hans, like all of us, we are always trying to get the best out of what it is that what we got. Like whatever shot it is, we're trying to make sure the lighting is the best. They're even trying to make sure the shot is the best and the lighting is best for that shot. Like we'll make adjustments if they think, oh, let's do it like this, or let's change it up. Like it's one thing working with this crew, and you'll be able to see maybe in like next month's video where I can show more of the BTS from the other videos. I can show more of that. But for RP Follies, it was the same thing. Like it was that same energy. I think that was like our fourth or third video together. From this whole month. Like I think we've been working for like a week or 2 weeks straight, and we filmed like maybe 4 or 5 videos. It's been insane. But I think we're able to do that because of our how the chemistry within this group has been, and I really do hope that we all work together moving forward. Like I haven't been in a space where I was able to work with multiple creatives and things just ran this smooth. Even from pre-production, like we got Dex and Ark doing creative direction with some of these projects that we did, and they make the pre-production a lot easier because it's a lot less stress on the directors, or like me and Ari, or the whole team, when we're shooting, because we're able to just go off of like, okay, well, we have this, we already had the location found out, the artists had their style found out, or not even their style, but like what aesthetic we're going for this video. We have like the look that we're trying to like get, we make certain adjustments when we're actually shooting, and most people will. Like when you go out and shoot, you might plan something this way. Like pre-production is you doing treatments and all sorts of things, but then when you actually get on set, maybe the location isn't as big as you thought it was going to be, or maybe the time of day didn't pan out how you thought, or the weather didn't pan out how you thought, or things don't always go 100% according to plan. So I think being able to make those adjustments, which you'll find yourself doing, and what we found ourselves doing is making adjustments, or like having to cut certain things or use it in a different way than what we normally anticipated. But that was only made possible because we had a pre-production crew that was just on it, what I'm saying, and it was open to ideas and was flexible with these things, and it wasn't like no one was in it for just their ego. But I think that's what made all of this so doable. I don't think I would have been able to finish this many videos or work on a set this smoothly with this many videos back to back how we did if it wasn't for this crew, to be honest. But okay, now on to the next segment. So I had to find like a quick little stopping point, kind of talk about what I was going to talk about in this video, or this portion of the video. I really don't even know how I'm going to have like these videos structured, because I kind of have the ending of this already shot. This is kind of like the middle of it. I guess my ongoing theme with this video is kind of like moving on, not only because I'm moving in this video, like I'm moving into my new career, crib and starting this new like chapter in my life, but like also just because of like some of the other heavy hitting like things I have going on in my life. I feel like I'm in the process of learning how to move on, forward from, those things, like moving past a previous chapter. I feel like a lot of times, we don't really talk about that, or that's not something that's really brought up as much. Like most times when you hear moving on, it's like you're moving on from a relationship or something, or like a friendship that ended or something. But a lot of times we don't talk about how to move on past like different chapters in your life. And the reason why I'm looking around so much is because like I'm outside in the fucking wilderness and the sun is setting, so who knows what's gonna come out here. I'm not trying to find out. I love nature, I love animals, but not that much. But yeah, I think like the direction that I want to move on, moving forward is just more like personal things, actual passion projects. Like eventually I want to move on from music videos. I don't see myself doing them for forever, but I do want to kind of have a staple at some point, with music videos and stuff. Because I do love expressing myself in that way. I definitely love working with my friends that are artists and creating these videos, but doing stuff like this and eventually short films, which I will be doing very soon, is what kind of has been my driving, like where my passion has been like leaning more towards. So like moving on and doing that, it's like something that I'm, really, excited to be doing. A big inspiration or motivation lately has been my friend Telly, who I think on Instagram goes by No Fear All Passion. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but he's been doing like more, what it seems like more personal things. And then also with Caleb, I don't know how to say his last name. I think it's Caleb Jamal or something like that. My bad, bro. But he just put out a short film. By the time this video comes out, I don't know if the short film is already out or if it has yet to come out, but he's doing a short film or has already done a short film. I might get some footage of me going to the premiere to that, or just me watching it, But those two people lately have been like a motivation to kind of like me looking at me and like, damn, like these guys are doing it regardless of people's perception of it. Because as artists, we do kind of like, I know everyone loves to say like, oh, I don't care what people think, but I think we do love or do like that reassurance that our work is good. But like putting out these personal videos or personal projects and not really caring and people just flocking to it because I guess that how genuine it is it shows in the films or in the work, So those two people have kind of been my motivation outside of just like personal things that I've been dealing with that like have kind of, molded me into going in this direction. With the loss of my best friend who did film, that's kind of been like a wake-up call for me to really start doing this, because it kind of showed me that all of this is temporary. Like, we think life is forever and we have all the time in the world, but in reality we're all on borrowed time. And I guess like I always heard that growing up, but like it never really hit until I lost him. It kind of really showed me for real. So it's been a minute since I've done like anything remotely close to something like this. It's like 3 a.m. right now, if you can tell. I gotta take my cousin to work in like 2 hours. It's kind of been a lot like going on as of late. I'm gonna be checking my phone and stuff just to like keep myself in order. They have some organization with this because I don't want it to just be me rambling, So yeah, I don't know what this is actually gonna like entail, or if it's something I'm gonna keep doing. It just felt like what I needed to be doing. I just have a lot on my mind that I want to get off. I'm kind of keeping this raw too. I'm just gonna cut in between. Like I'm not gonna do any more like any retakes or anything. I'm just gonna do it all in one go, and then whatever I say and get out clearly, y'all gonna see it. I'm gonna throw some clips up there, not up there, but like on the screen. You know, kind of to help, like kind of. What am I trying to say? I'm gonna throw some clips on the screen to kind of like help navigate or like narrate better than the things that I'm kind of talking about. But you know, I've been having a lot like going on in my life like recently. I'm pretty sure everyone has a lot going on in their lives, but like I think for me, you know, the past 4 or 5 months have been like insane. Like I've gone from really big highs, like seeing one of my best friends, you know, perform and tour, you know, getting to tour one of my best friends and my girlfriend, like, you know, getting to see, you know, all these places with these people. I went from really big highs like that to like, you know, I ain't trying to get too dark, but, you know, losing one of my best friends, you know, like watching one of my, you know, I don't know how to even get into that without getting too like dark and bleak, but I say all that to say it's just been like, and I don't have a word to describe what this is, what it is I've been going through. I guess like since all of these things have been happening, I've kind of just been left with like a lot on my mind, and I don't really feel like I get it all out. Even when I talk to people, you know, that care, I feel like I don't get it out as well. So I think if I just say it into like a fucking mic or something, that might help. And maybe there's someone that may watch this that also might be going through similar things, or just kind of understand where I'm coming from, and you know, I guess we can both feel like someone is relating to us. But I'm kind of in an interesting spot in life for whether it's for the best or for the worst. You know, I've always kind of dealt with, like, one of the main things I've been dealing with recently, or I've always kind of dealt with this, is like the people's perception of me. I feel like a lot of the times people, I guess I don't come off as the most friendliest guy. So it's like with just like my regular friends or people that I meet, like they always get these I feel like I get misjudged, like my character gets misjudged a lot of the times. Like people think, I've heard a lot of things, people think I'm disrespectful, or people think that I'm conceited, or that I'm just like rude, or I'm mean, or, you know, and all of these things are just based off of whether it's how I look, like my natural expression, or it's based off of an interaction we had that, like, I guess like I didn't get, like, come off as friendly, or like I wasn't like all over the place. And I think a lot of that comes from the people that I hang around. I hang around a lot of people that like have like very vibrant personalities and that are very friendly people, because I feel as though I'm also a very friendly person when you get to know me. But I think I fall short because I'm not always outwardly friendly, like, to everyone. Like, I'm not always like the most energetic or charismatic, like on demand. I kind of, you know, I don't like to force interactions, so I never want anyone to feel like I'm forcing myself to be friends with them or to be anything. Even when it comes to work, like, I'm kind of selective, or I just let my work speak for it. And if someone wants to fuck with me, they fuck with me. And it's kind of the same thing even with like friendships. And I don't even know what that, like, where that comes from. Like, that could come from a multitude of things. Like, I think, you know, a big part of it could come from like fear of rejection. The reason why I don't like always express myself to people outwardly, or just be this like overly friendly person, you know, offer it could be a fear of rejection, like they might not fuck with me. But I say all that to say, like, I think one of the biggest things that I worry about now is like I'm in this spot where I'm literally watching one of my best friends become famous, and, you know, he has this like really friendly aura to him, and then there's like me, who is like this, like a quieter version of that, and I already look from what other people have told me, I look mean. So it's like polar opposites. But when you get to know me, I feel like I'm a pretty chill guy. I think I feel like I'm pretty friendly. But you know, we're just these polar opposites. So I feel like that could do a lot of harm to me, you know, because I feel like in this industry, the dynamic me and my best friend have is like, you know, I'm like his videographer. Like I make all of the video, not all of his videos, but pretty much cover all of his media type stuff, like as far as music videos and things of that nature. And that's the goal, really, with all of my friends that do music or do anything creative. But right now, that's kind of our dynamic. I kind of always seen it as like an army of two kind of deal. You know, he wherever he is, you know, I'll be there. You know, not like I'll be there, but like, what's like, if you think of like producer and artist, like that dynamic, kind of like me and him, but I'm like the director for music videos and shit. So that's kind of how I would think of it. Whether it's, you know, whether other people think that or not, but I humor that idea. And then, you know, I feel as though because of our differences in our personalities with people, and this is no fault to him, it's no fault to me, it's just what it is. You know, I feel like that might lead to me not being in certain rooms because like maybe I might come off as like weird, or I've heard a million things that people think of me, whether they know or not, but I've like heard so many things. So I do like worry a lot about that. Like if I even have a place in the industry because of my personality, or like, am I really just gonna have to let the work speak for itself? Which I kind of don't. I do want the work to speak for itself, but I would like my personality to like be a reason that people like fuck with me. But I guess as I've been getting older, I've just kind of understood that like maybe I'm not a people person. Like I'm not just like I've always wanted to be, but and I've thought that I was, but like I'm not. I've grown to learn that. Whether it's like intentionally or unintentionally, I don't really think people gravitate towards me. I think the people that are in my life gravitate towards me, but I don't think like people like obviously don't gravitate towards me like as if I'm a friendly person. Most times it's like due to my work. So I feel like I do just have to let the work speak for itself. So I worry about that a lot. That's a big thing that like has been, I feel like it's like the biggest lesson that I've been dealing with a lot lately. And I'm not gonna go down the whole like list of things. I don't even know who's gonna watch this. This is gonna be like a 4-minute video of me talking about shit that's going on in my head. And I guess like I could even go a little bit like further with that point, kind of like even just with my dynamics, like my friendships with people. I think like I know one of the biggest things that like I fear is getting left behind, and I think it stemmed from like way back when I was a kid. Like I'm not gonna get too personal, but I do know like a reason that I would overperform in anything I did, whether it was sports or like even academics at one point in my life, like was so that I could like prove to people that like I was like useful, like you would want me around because I was doing something good. Like I remember when I used to fight, like the reason I would train so hard, the reason why I would want to like compete, you know, and do really good whenever I did compete, was so that my coaches would like want me to come to practice and want me to like, you know, come and train and stuff like that, and want me around and want me to help other people out. And then other people at the gym would kind of like not look up to me, but like see that I'm doing something. And I think that kind of goes into like even my friendships, relationship. Like I think I really have a fear of being left behind if I'm not like useful, if I don't have something going for myself, or if like I don't put out good work. now that I like all I do is, you know, film and stuff like that. Like I feel like the moment I don't have that, then I won't have like, and I know I have these people around me, but I feel like that's a big fear of mine. I know that's a big fear of mine. Like it's I don't know. It's been like being 23 and going through everything that I've gone through in the past few months. Of like, it's put my life, like I've been able to look outside of myself and see who it is that I actually am. You know, losing my best friend, like put a lot of this life stuff into perspective. Of like a lot of things that don't matter or what does matter, and who you are and who you like accept yourself as really does matter. So like I guess like I've been taking these past few days to really like realize who it is that I am, you know, and who I want to be.